Hello and welcome to Legacy IAS Academy. Today we will be discussing a few questions from GS paper 3 which was asked in last year, that is 2022 mains. Okay. On the basis of this discussion, I would request you guys to please write the answer on your own, and you can either come to us for reviewing or you can ask for model answer and then compare it. Okay. So let us begin with the first question of today, that is launched on 25th of December 2021. Okay. James Webb Space Telescope has been much in the news since then. So what are its unique features which make it superior to the predecessor? Okay. What are the unique features which are making superior to its predecessor in the space telescopes? What are the key goals that also we need to mention, and what are the potential benefits we are expecting out of installation of James Webb telescope, that also we need to analyze in this answer. Okay. So to begin with the first part, that is the introduction, we need to write about the James Webb telescope. So it has been launched using by the joint collaboration of NASA, European Space Agency as well as Canadian Space Agency. Okay. So the American, European and Canadian Space Agency together has launched the James Webb telescope. Okay. Plus it is the successor to the Hubble telescope. So we will be comparing it in few pointers. We will be comparing how is it better than the Hubble telescope. This was also a space telescope. Okay. Plus this is the pointers wherein James Webb telescope is much better than the Hubble telescope. First of all, it has a much wider viewing angle. Matlab it can view too many things, distant things also. So it has a much better viewing capacity, and the difference is also in terms of orbits. This space telescope was Hubble space telescope was orbiting Earth, whereas James Webb telescope, this is also a space telescope, this will be orbiting the sun. So that was another difference. Because it is orbiting sun, it has a wider angle, wider reach. On the other hand, this Hubble space telescope, which was orbiting Earth, was only seeing maximum the solar system, our solar system. Okay. So this will be the introduction part wherein we are talking about the James Webb telescope and how is it better than the Hubble space telescope. Okay. Then comes the body part. In body part, the unique feature is it is one of the largest plus most powerful IR space telescope. Okay, it is making use of infrared radiations to watch distant galaxies, distant stars. Okay, and in those terms, because it is making use of IR, it is one of the most powerful space telescopes. That means it is also in terms of the viewing capacity itself. It has a much larger viewing capacity. That is why it is very powerful, and it is also one of the largest space telescope. Okay. Now coming to the next part of the question, which was asking what are the key goals that are the target aim of this launching James Webb telescope. So the most important goals, basically we can categorize these goals into 4 pointers. The most important is birth of stars and galaxies can be studied. Birth of galaxies and stars can be studied using this James Webb telescope. Okay, so that will be one of the target. How are stars forming, how are galaxies forming, that will be studied. Okay, second pointer is compare the present day galaxy to the earlier galaxies. So how is a galaxy developing over a period of time will also be studied. So this is the shape of the new galaxy, this is the structure of an old galaxy. There are intermediate galaxies, this is the final stage, this is the initial stage. All that will be studied using the James Webb telescope. Okay. Plus it will also observe the atmosphere of planets which are outside our solar system. So it has such larger viewing capacity that it can read what are the components or what is the constituent of atmosphere of planets which are outside our solar system. And fourth and another most important point is every phase of the cosmic history. So what comprises of cosmic history? So firstly, we had a Big Bang. Because of the formation of Big Bang, we had too many planetary systems. This Big Bang led to formation of galaxy. From galaxy, we had stars. From stars, we had planets. So all the stages will be studied by this James Webb Telescope. Okay, so these are the key goals. And what are the potential benefits? So that will be the conclusion of our answer. So the potential benefits will be, it will help us understand the formation of Earth or any other planetary system for that matter. The formation of Saturn, formation of Venus, Uranus, Neptune, Pluto, all that. Okay, all the planetary systems origin will be studied, plus the origin of all the stars, the galaxies, our universe. How did it take birth? Whether it is expanding or contracting, or all such things will be studied by the James Webb Telescope. Plus, it will also help us understand our origin, okay, and help us to answer about life on other planets, because we discussed it has a very larger viewing capacity. So it can also find out whether do we have presence of life on other planets or not. Okay. So these are some of the potential benefits associated to James Webb Telescope. Now coming to the next question for today, that is, what are the different elements of cyber security? So we need to understand the tenets. What are the angles through which we need to secure a system to be called as a cyber secure system? Okay. The next half of the answer is asking about, keeping in view the challenges in the cyber security, examine the extent to which India has successfully developed a comprehensive national cyber security strategy. So what all steps India has taken? So what are the challenges? That also we need to enumerate, because it's a 15 marker. We need to also mention about the challenges present in the cyber security and what steps the government of India has taken. What further can be taken, all that should be mentioned in our answer. So let us begin with the introduction part. In introduction, we just had to explain what is cyber security. Okay. So we can also mention about any other thing which is in current affairs related to cyber security, but the most basic one will be definition, explanation of cyber security itself. So cyber security refers to a system which is secure from any kind of attack, any kind of denial of access, any kind of digital attacks which is faced by that digital system. If it is able to prevent all such attacks, we will be calling such systems as a cyber secure system. Okay. So this we need to define here, explain here, okay, in 3 to 4 lines. Then comes the body of the answer. In the body of the answer, we are mentioning about one part of the question. You remember, one part of the question was elements of cyber security. Okay. So the elements of cyber security will be talking about, first one, network security. So if we say that some 3 to 4 machines are in network with each other, there should be nobody else who should be able to access, espionage, spy, or be able to, who is not a member of this network, to be allowed membership to this network. Okay. Illegal entry or illegal peeping of the communication undergoing within the network, that all should be prohibited. Only in that case we will be calling it as a network secure in terms of cyber security. Okay. Second one is the physical security. So in physical security, people should directly not access data from a machine. Okay. So that is physical security. Data security refers to the data part, only with respect to data. Physical security can refer to machine itself, server itself, data also, network also, buses also, cables also. But in data security, we are talking only with respect to data. So digitally, nobody should be able to access a data which they are not allowed to access. Okay, that is data security. Next one is an application security. This is basically security related to apps. Okay, for example, we are making use of any app, let's say Make My Trip or Book My Show or any other basic application which we are using. If our access to that application is being monitored or being seen by someone else, we will be calling it as an application insecure system. If this is not allowed, then we will be calling such systems as an application secure system. Okay. Plus the endpoint security. So endpoint security is talking about that particular digital device. It can be machines, it can be smartphones, it can be mobile phones, it can be tablets or any other thing which is the endpoint, which is directly in contact with user. So that security of that device is the endpoint security. So all that will be coming under the cyber security. So these are the elements of cyber security. Now what are the challenges of cyber security? Challenges of cyber security, and this is a very primary challenge that it is very dynamic in nature. We try to solve the problem with respect to one issue today, and tomorrow a new issue emerges, okay, or there are quick changes in the digital technology itself. All that digital technologies need to be secure because it is very quickly changing. It is dynamic in nature, and thus it becomes very difficult to make a system secure, okay. Plus, the challenges of cybersecurity in India is also digital illiteracy. We are not very tech savvy people. Indians are not very tech savvy people. So their technical know-how, their digital literacy is not very accurate. Okay. If you teach them to make use of one app, they will be more comfortable in only using that app. They are not ready to shift to any other app. So in that case, cybersecurity becomes relatively difficult, right? The third problem is poor law enforcement mechanisms. So until we had the cyber security policy, this problem was persistent. Now we do have a cyber security policy wherein we also have cyber seva kendra and all that, and people who are trying to protect the network systems across. But still, the law enforcement mechanisms, for example, there is a breach, security breach faced by a digital device. Now what does that person do? In general cases, it has been observed that the person accepts that it was a mishap and it was their mistake, that they did not take sufficient security measures, and they will let it go. Okay, the judicial part of addressing the grievance, that part is very weak in India. Plus, we do also have lack of specialists. So, technology freak people are very less in India. Technologically upskilled labor is very low in India. So, because of lack of specialists also, we are facing challenge in addressing the cyber security. Okay. So, ultimately, what are the government initiative to tackle the issue? The first one is the National Cyber Security Policy. We came up with this policy in the year 2013, which was talking about upskilling. So basically, it was trying to improve or increase the number of increase the number of skilled labor in terms of technology. Okay. The second one is the CERTIN. This is basically the nodal agency of any cyber security related issue in India. Any cyber security related issue will be in central level will be handled by CERTIN. This is the nodal agency. Okay. Plus, India has also developed national critical information for all the critical information, whatever infrastructure we are using. This infrastructure will be protected under this program. This is NCIIPC, stands for National Critical Information Infrastructure Protection Center. So under this protection center, wherever we have saved important security related information, because this is an information base, okay, so this infrastructure becomes very important for us. So this information infrastructure will be protected under this program. Okay. Plus, we also have National Cyber Coordination Center. So this is basically to address issues at the last mile. Okay. So wherever we are facing problem related to cyber security, we can contact this organization. Okay. So what more can be done? The way forward can be increase the digital penetration. So basically, we need to increase the access of technology to every part of India. Right now, in India, the digital penetration itself is very poor. Okay. Plus, they are not very tech savvy. They are not very technical know-how is also very poor. So that also needs to be improved. So we need to work upon digital literacy plus upskilling. Okay. So with that way forward, you can conclude your answer. Now moving to the third and final question for today, that is, Naxalism is a social, economic as well as a developmental issue, manifesting as a violent internal security threat. Okay. So Naxalism is also a social problem, it's also an economic problem as well as a developmental problem. Okay. So in this context, discuss the emerging issues and suggest a multi-layered strategy to tackle the menace of Naxalism. So in introduction, we had to explain about Naxalism and address the 3 pointers, that is, how is it a social problem, how is it an economic problem, and how is it a developmental problem. It is a social problem because it will create alienation even amongst the tribal groups. So within the tribal groups also alienation occurs because of Naxalism, because there are certain tribal groups which will support Naxalism. There are certain tribal groups which have a neutral stand. There are certain tribal groups which are against. So these tribal groups again will start fighting against each other. So such kind of rift is created. That is the social problem. It is also plus it will also lead to poor social indicators. Because of Naxalism, we are not able to tackle with issues such as poverty or health related issues or education related issues. Okay. So because of Naxalism, because Naxalism is not allowing government establishments to enter into core areas, core forest areas. So because of which we are not able to work upon our social indicators. So not allowing government establishments is a developmental issue. It can be a social, not allowing improvement in social indicators can be a social issue, and it is also leading to economic disempowerment or poverty or increased level of poverty in these tribal districts. That is also a problem. That is why we are calling Naxalism as a social problem, economic problem as well as a developmental problem. Now, because of all of this, the people have turned violent. Now, because of this, people have turned violent. Okay. So, that is the problem. Okay. So, ultimately, if this is, ultimately this will be the introduction part. So, what should be the body part? In body part, the question they have asked was, what are the emerging issues related to Naxalism? Okay. And what should be the multi-layer strategy to tackle this menace of Naxalism? So emerging issues may increased use of technology, because of which they are able to expand, better communicate, better join. Okay. Because of better use of technology amongst Naxalism, we are not able to solve this problem. We are not able to handle this issue. Okay. Plus, Naxal groups are now joining with the transnational crime networks. Now, because they are joining with the transnational crime network, they are able to expand. Okay, the Naxalism as a problem is able to expand because they are getting funding, because they are getting support from transnational criminal networks also. Okay, plus they are also in need of money, of course, because of that illegal activity. They need arms too. So, these arms are smuggled or bought using black money. So for that black money, they need to undertake money laundering also. So all these problems are now intermingling and twingling each other to become bigger problem. Now Naxalism has become a bigger problem. Okay. So if these are the problems, what should be the solution? The solution is basically we need to work towards a multi-layered strategy. We need to ensure that three sectors are working in coherence with each other. What are the three sectors? First one is security. We need to work upon our armed police force. Okay. The central armed police force needs certain kind of empowerment. So that is a security measure. Second one is good governance. So good governance ke liye we need to work upon PRIs. Okay, we need to work upon better health facilities, better educational facilities, better integration with rest of the society. So we need to work upon our government facilities. Okay, in these areas. Plus, developmental challenge should also be addressed by addressing the employment part. So once they start earning money, once they enter into the livelihood part, automatically their interest towards Naxalism will start reducing. So this is the multi-pronged strategy. How can we tackle with the menace of Naxalism? Now, with that being the body, coming to the conclusion part, conclusion may basically we need to work upon, improve upon this panchayat extension to scheduled areas. We need to work upon panchayat extension to scheduled areas. So under panchayat extension to scheduled areas, we need to ensure that the scheduled areas are getting more autonomy. They are able to independently take a decision. Now, if we are giving them autonomy, they will be able to undertake a bottom-up approach of development. Okay, so that can be one of the solution. Plus, we need to work upon the tribal rehabilitation scheme. So once, let's say for dam construction or any other project, if we are removing tribes from a particular region, they should be rehabilitated to a proper area. That is the tribal rehabilitation scheme. Now, once they are rehabilitated to the new area, they should be provided with a proper compensation of money. They should be provided with a habitable piece of land and other health facilities also in the new area. So this tribal rehabilitation scheme needs also some kind of improvement to tackle the menace of Naxalism. Okay. So with that, we conclude our discussion. Again, please let us know if you need, if you are in need of a model answer. Thank you so much and all the very best.